Welcome to online TESOL program. My name is Leyla Tekül, and we are going to talk about how to teach people who speak other languages, how to teach them English. It's not easy to be a teacher, believe me. Do you remember your teacher? Do you remember the good ones or the bad ones? Think about it. I think the bad ones are not really to remember. You remember them, but you want to forget about them. Here we are not talking about the bad ones. Here we are talking about the good ones we remember. Because they put so much energy and skills in us. They made us what we are now. You're going to be one of them. Don't worry. It's not that difficult if you pay attention how to be and how to do. So a teacher has to have some qualities. Well, what kind of qualities? Let's look together. First, passion. You have to love it. You have to even live for it. I think teaching is not a job. Teaching is a way of life. A way of life you might enjoy. And then, desire to continue learning about your subject. Well, good news or bad news, learning never stops. You learn even from your students. You learn and you improve together. The more you learn, the better you teach. The better you teach, the more you learn. And that's an ongoing mutual process. You grow together with your class. 3, love for your students. They are your family. Don't believe. You don't believe? They are. They came from their countries to your country too. Maybe listen to you. Or maybe you're in the same country, but they want to know another world, and you're opening the doors of another world to them. So you're everything for them, like their family. They trust you, you love them. Then it works. And here, respect for your students. What does it mean? Come on, they're younger than you, and you know certain things better than them. Maybe only the language. Don't forget they're adult learners. They have their own education. They know certain things better than you, and they might come from different cultures. Every culture is valuable, so you have to respect your students, not only love them. And an open mind. You have to be flexible. Maybe you see certain things not like they see it. Be open. Be receptive. Maybe they're right. Find together common grounds. And here, creativity. They don't want to be bored. I was even thinking how not to bore you here. Camera, me, and a fantastic cameraman behind it. I'm still thinking, how can I make the class a bit more interesting? Just me and you. Will I change my shirts? Not now. And then, a sense of humor. A little bit smile can't harm. This doesn't mean that the seriosity or the severity of the class, even if you talk about future perfect, it can be perfectly humorous. And then, a professional look. I can't come to the class with, slippers and bra-like shirts, even if I had the figure for it. I don't, but. So you have to really look like a professional. Don't forget, clothes make people. So this is how you impress them first. And then, a lot of energy. They ask, they want to know, they want to learn. You have to give so much. But don't worry, the more you give, the more you take. So that's what a good teacher is. Okay, so we are very good. How about our students? Don't they have any requirements? Don't they have any criteria to be a good student? Let's think about it. What is it to be a good student? Here. Change the pen. Creativity. Positive attitude. Positive attitude. So the student first, when you want to learn, you want to go to a classroom to get something. You cannot be negative and look, oh my God, what am I going to learn now? That's a negative thing. and puts not only you in trouble, also the colleagues, the peers, and the teachers. Here, take risks. That's very important, ladies and gentlemen, because you are learning a new language. You are maybe very perfect, very intelligent in other things. You are maybe a doctor, maybe a fantastic mother, maybe a salesperson, and you know everything, but you don't know English. So be prepared for taking risks and making mistakes. Being not able to understand doesn't mean that you're stupid. You learn a new language, and language is a new world. So be patient and take risks. Be willing to be corrected is one of the risks you have to take. So don't worry, don't be ashamed of making mistakes. Make mistakes. The more you make mistakes, the more you learn, because you have to be corrected. That's good. You improve. And then, I always say to my students, my name is Leila, changed. My family name is Ask Me. Use me, consult me, all the time. Please ask. Sometimes some of the students look at me like with eyes with a question mark in the middle of it. I see that. I say, come on, ask. So please, help your teacher by asking. That makes you improve, that makes her improve. And you both learn better and be better in everything you do. And then, actively listening. What is it? Active listening? How can I listen actively? I'm a passive person when I'm listening. Somebody's talking, I am looking. But you're not looking. You have to be aware of what's being said. So please don't sleep in the classroom. Just pay attention what the teacher is saying, so that you understand or don't understand and ask the proper question. So far, we covered a little bit of what is it to be a good teacher, what is it to be a good student. Next one, coming soon. Oh, intrinsic, extrinsic. Do you know what it is? A very important thing you need to teach. Your gas, your benzene, your energy, your power, your everything. Motivation. Here. But there are two types of motivation. One is coming from inside, which we call intrinsic motivation. Oh my God, what a word, eh? And then the other one is coming from outside, which we call extrinsic motivation. Like import, export. That's the word, that's the prefix actually, ex and in, inside, outside. So motivation is the most important thing in English learning, in everything actually. To success, it's the way to success. Look, what is an intrinsic motivation? When a student has intrinsic motivation, the desire to learn English comes from inside. She or he wants it, not because everybody or anybody wants it. She or he wants to communicate or to learn another culture. She or he wants to really, really learn. It's a natural interest in him or in her. That's a very easy case for a teacher because interest is there. There's no pushing, nothing. He is there on his or her own will. But when a student has an extrinsic motivation, which means it comes from outside, then you might have a little bit of difficulty in teaching her or actually attracting her or his attention. Because extrinsic motivation comes from parents, environment, boss, universities. Oh God, I have to learn English. Okay, let's go and learn it. That's a very, very bad intention. But still, he is there, she is there. What are you going to do? Get out of here? Never. So your task is, in that case, to attract his attention, to evoke his or her interest, and get him to the common ground, like I told in the beginning. These persons, extrinsic motivated persons, they learn only to get better job or to have an image. You know, a very handsome boy wants to get a girlfriend, and he speaks English. That's a bonus. That can impress the family of the girl or whatever. But he doesn't want to study the modal verbs. That's terrible. So in that case, your task, lovely teacher, my dear colleague, is really to shake him up and bring it to the common ground. Good luck with it. So let's look at the adult learners altogether. These learners who somehow have the intrinsic, somehow the extrinsic motivation, and sitting around in the classroom and looking to us, hopefully actively listening. What kind of typology they have? Who are they? First of all, they are all mature, and don't forget they have their individual experiences. They're not school students. They're nothing. They're just adults as you are. And then I think they're a bit more selective. Because a young person can be taught maybe anything and he or she might not be able to decide on how effective or how efficient your method of teaching is. Adult teacher is a little bit more selective and critical. So they have expectations. They're higher. And then we have adults who want to use what they want to use right away. They're not patient because they thought we are already adults. We don't have time. I'm not 16 years old. I have to talk English right away. So you have to keep up with this patience. And then, don't forget, that's the most important part. They have different past experiences. Maybe they had bad school years. Maybe teaching and learning process is not a sweet one for them. So you have to respect all these different experiences and approaches, and again, create your beautiful, positive common ground. See you later. Hello again. We were talking about adult learners and their attitudes, their experiences, their motivation. And now there it is, their intelligence. Everybody knows what that is? E equal MC. What is this? Man, do we have to know that all? Only when we have a high IQ like Einstein, we are intelligent, and all the other ones are stupid. Is it really so? Not at all. We know now that IQ is just a little part of intelligence. And bad news, there is not only one intelligence at all. There are many, many types of intelligences. Let alone there are EQs we're not talking about here, emotional coefficient. But that's maybe another time. Let's look at the different intelligences first. There is the verbal and linguistic intelligence. Some people have that, your adult learners, and maybe even you. Verbal intelligent person is very good with vocabulary. They can find the right words on right time when they learn it properly. And then there is the logical, mathematic intelligence. They are good with figures, calculations, relations, comparisons. They might understand even grammar better. So be patient with the other ones then. And then there's the musical intelligence. They might, now you might now say, wait a minute, I'm not teaching singing here. Not singing, but every language has its rhythm, its melody. You're going to be able to teach intonation properly. And then this person, whoever has this musical intelligence, might understand your wording, your intonation way better. And then bodily, kinesthetic. What is this? Intelligence. It's the non-verbal communication master behind it. They know how to use their gestures, their expressions, and don't forget, although we teach language here, we are dealing with vocabulary, verbs, and grammar, and all kind of skills. Don't forget that body language is a lot important part of the communication. Actually, verbal part is less. And then there is the natural intelligence. He's open to nature. He understands everything about the weather, the animals, has an environment awareness, which is very important to perceive and receive certain things. And then there is intrapersonal intelligence. What is this? This person knows exactly what he wants, how he wants, what he doesn't want, how he doesn't want things to be. And the interpersonal intelligence learner is very good in people skills. He or she can understand the dynamics in the classroom very well. You have it easy with those. And then there is the visual, spatial intelligence. We can also see it maybe like optic intelligence sometimes. He or she can get the images exactly, fantastically correct. and then understand certain things way better than the others. So don't worry and don't forget. There is barely a student person, really, actually not. Everyone has a different way of understanding things, capturing things, memorizing things, and seeing things. That's why you should be actually open-minded, like we said at the beginning. See you in the next module.